in New Jersey. The training camp, and it's going to be streamed on YouTube on the Jets YouTube channel. If you want to watch practice today, all you fans out there could check it out. Uh, I'm here in the studio. We're going to be taking you through the practice all day, getting you ready because the Commanders are going to be practicing against the New York Jets. This is the first time they get to go against other people. Been in training camp now for 2 weeks, 2.5, and now they get a chance to see somebody else. We already know been a lot of fights around the NFL. The NFL has fined people. I say it all the time: when you get two people going against each other, testosterone-driven dudes, something is about to happen. I think the coaches and Dan Quinn and also Robert Saleh, they're going to get together and make sure that that doesn't happen because the NFL has fined people. Still don't understand how you can go find somebody for practice. Being honest with you that, but Dan Quinn talked to the media a little bit earlier, and we're going to get you ready for what he said, so let's go straight to him.
Few months together, I've really enjoyed talking about, creating a culture with you guys. And that lights me up, and it's really important. But the next level of that is the work. Like, the reason we want to create a really good culture is to play really good football. And so it's cool as hell to see the belief in one another, the trust in the guys have one another. But that's why we're here, putting that work together so we can build what we want to on the field. And so I'm really pumped to be here in Jersey and getting started with this process together. But I thought as I was driving over, I wanted to give you some explanation behind why the culture is so important, because that leads to playing really well. And so now we get to go. And I'd just like to give one quick shout out to the Morristown Little League. They're playing tomorrow night for the right to go compete at Williamsport. So we're pulling for a lot of those guys who are from this area. So really cool stuff. So all that said, let's get it rocking.
Yeah, obviously, you're going to be focusing on a lot of guys today. Jake, that was obviously very key here. What is it you want to see from a rookie quarterback in their first time setting those games?
Yeah, I think really an extension of what we've seen, John. We want to see the decision-making processes, new team, new coverages, but our same system to way to go. So just executing of the system to go, different matchups, where to find it, but more than anything, just the decision-making process, because I think we've all seen, Jaden and his throwing ability. So days like today in the game and into next week, this is like an important part of his steps, and that's why I'm really excited to see him here today.
How have you seen him in those areas? What kind of leads is he taking throughout the game?
Yeah, that's the part I've probably been most impressed on, not just throwing the football, but playing the position, checking a protection, getting into a different play, deep one to Terry, covered, throwing the check down to Austin on an underneath. So like those decisions, are the ones that I'm looking for again.
Does the weather influence anything you try to do or
not do? I don't think it's going to be too bad, and the fields here drain well. So unless it got, just coming down, it would. But if it's, it kind of stays, and it maybe a little bit here and there, but nothing that we're changing at the moment.
And given some of the fights that have gone on as previous joint practices and costumes around the lake, do you say anything of that?
Yeah, I think you want to, because as we're going here, like our objective here is come get the work and work the skills to go do that. And the NFL has a brotherhood too, team to team. So my message to the guys was, there's just one big team out here practicing, as opposed to, us, them, just protect the team, do the same exact, practice habits we would do, back if we were back in Ashburn. We just do the same things here. And I talked to Robert, and they're kind of the same mindset. So all we're looking to do is just come and compete and battle and enjoy it. But at the end of it, like, think of it like one big crew together, practicing really hard and, trying to find the edges, but not looking for anything past that.
How do you build the schedule to joint practice and for the certain periods that you want to emphasize?
So you'll see today some like a 7-on-7. That's all man-to-man. So we talked about that to find some matchups and see some things. You're going to see 2 special teams periods that feature kickoff cover on one side and kickoff return. Then you kind of split, like to work a little bit down in the red zone. You're going to see at the end some 2 minutes. So we gave some structures and some guidelines. So Robert and I, kind of got with the coordinators and ourselves to make sure we could really emphasize some things in the practice.
And other than Jake, when you go back and watch the film of these matches later, what are the specific areas that you'll be paying close attention to that you're curious about coming into?
Yeah, it's a lot of fun for a coach, because you'll get a lot of film at it today. There's both sides. There's two fields going, special teams, back and forth. So I really want to see like a couple of things. One, I'd love to see the speed, of our team just over and over again on both sides of the ball. Our mindset to take care of it and go after it. And then I want to hear real, communication on the field. So those are a couple of things that's on my mind that I'm looking for: the effort and speed, the ball on both sides, and then the last piece is the communication, the line of scrimmage, pre-snap, post-snap. So those three things are like top of the pile for me.
A couple of signings on the offensive line. Kind of what's the status of Coleman you saw not practice Wednesday? Wiley continuing and maybe Cosby?
Yeah, so we did sign two other guys, one interior guy and one tackle. And so normal training camp, stuff that you want to just make sure nobody's getting overloaded as we're going to go. So that'll be important today. You'll see Sam back in it some today. So it's good, and we'll ramp back up. And I say it'll be fluid over the next few weeks. Some positions, when you're going hard and competing at training camp, that happens. Fortunately for us, there's nothing that's long-term, but it is some modifications you do have to make week to week. And so for guys like Armani and JC, pretty cool opportunity for them too, to see what they can do. And all of it's an evaluation.
And if you grew up right down the road, you talk about Forest Town, what's it mean for you now in your second home instead of supposed to be kind of in your hometown running the show?
Yeah, it's fun to be here because like growing up around here, like this is where my love of football began, in this area. And so growing up here, going to high school and stuff here. So yeah, it's fun. Get to see, some family at practice, but yeah, it's a cool thing.
After that, you and the coaching staff getting ready yourselves, what you have to do. The jump ahead to the preseason. Will Cliff and Joe, are they going to be up in the booth for coordinators, or are they going to have a field?
One up, one down. You have to find out. No, I'm just kidding. Joe will be in the press box and Cliff will be on the field.
Not necessarily from a coaching standpoint, but just as a person in this league, do you have any level of curiosity to see Aaron Rodgers where he is, whatever extent you don't see him in this weather, and what does it mean to this league and to the Jets for him to do that?
Well, I think one, I've competed against him a lot, and he's got like remarkable skill. He can throw a football like most people throw a baseball. That type of quickness on a release where there's very little wind up, and I think it's also cool for our other quarterbacks to see him, how he conducts himself, how it goes. So there's a lot that you can gain, in days like today and into the game just to see other people work. So yeah, he's a fantastic player and a rare competitor. So yeah, anytime you can get a chance to do that, I think it's a really big deal.
Rookies been through this in college. It's their first road trip. We're at a different level now. Is there anything you tell them that they're going to do this? The procedures of where you got to be in a hotel in the month?
Yeah, we had a lot to go, more so, Chick, for the game than for practice. And so some of the information I'll hold till tomorrow into my meeting with them. Today, I wanted just to emphasize on practice. I didn't even want them thinking about the game yet. I just wanted, throw a hell of a practice. That said, tomorrow, Chick, that'll be a time that we'll get into that. They've been waiting their whole lives to, play in the NFL. And my message to them will be like, you've already been doing it every day in practice. You're playing against, some world-class people trying to, block, John Allen, Deron Payne, and Bobby Wagner. Like, that's as hard as it gets. So they're already doing that. And so that process of getting ready to play and getting ready to go run and hit and play and compete, that's what I'll do. They'll all be tight on the opening day. I'll probably have some of the veterans talk about their first preseason game. Most everybody has a memory of that. And but by and large, today was just about the practice. And then I'll leave the game, and I'll discuss that some tomorrow and getting ready to play.
Pass rush is obviously super important. How are you able to evaluate that without being able to touch the
We're going to have a session for O-line, D-line with some one-on-ones when the 7-on-7 goes. So, but you're right. It's the hardest part of our game of finding, when to be physical, but how to stay away, because got to stay off the ground, away from the QBs. But we will have one session that their offensive line against our D-line and vice versa. So we'll get some looks at that. We'll get some more, obviously, in the game, which helps. But, yeah, it's just a continual process of training for it.
With some attrition along the line, potential for weather on Saturday, we get the game day. Does that give you any cause or make you reevaluate playing Jaden or how you use Jaden in that?
I think if it was something that, I was concerned about, or whether we would definitely take that into consideration for him and for all the guys. But as we're heading into it, this is part of ball too. And so I think there'll be, spots that it'll rain a little harder and some less. So it all matters, and all of these count, like we're going to have a game in the rain this year, it's going to happen. And so it's much better to go through those experiences now. Do we take care of the ball, have mindfulness for it? So if it was ever for he or any of the guys that it wasn't safe, Robert and I, we would just call it and, hey man, let's wait it out, come back. So, we're prepared to do that if we ever need to.
Obviously, this isn't a game planning situation, but how much do you teach the guys, especially the young guys, like who they're about to go up against, so they prepare, or is it just instinct, do what they have to worry about?
Yeah, just do what they have to. No game planning, no matchups of that kind of stuff. Coaches may, just without the players knowing, okay, you're up, and okay, let's see what happens. But they would not know that, and I didn't want them to go in. That's not what this time is about. It's really about training your skills, your techniques. And so, no game planning of that way. Right? You will, yep. Some who will play more in the game will play a little less here. Some who will play more, some who will play less in the game will play a little bit more here. So I got time for two more if they need two more, show them.
Considering your history more south in New Jersey and this scenario, does this make it special? Is anything about that considering for you?
Well, there's good pizza. We know that for sure. So that should definitely happen. I would encourage anybody who's out of town to try that as well. But no, it's just, honestly, man, it's really cool to get the team up here and get rocking. It's a good team. We're looking forward to it. But anytime I get to come back to this area for football through the years, it always brings a cool spot, playing at MetLife. This is where I grew up, fell in love with football and all that goes with it. So whether it's, usually it's there, but even being a little closer to home here, pretty cool stuff. Yeah, so Robert and I go all the way back to our Seattle days, and we had a lot of mutual friends before then. So it's been cool to watch his trajectory. And even when you leave a staff with some people, there's lots that you keep up with through the years. And so there's a number of people here on this staff that I'm close with. So Robert and Jeff Olbrick and Keith Carter are all ones that I've spent some time with. And so I'm very much looking forward to seeing them as well. Brick's like a brother to me. So I look forward to, talking a little shit with him on the field as we should today. So.
The kickoffs, obviously, you said that's going to be part of the day, but how excited for you to see that? Because you obviously haven't been to see anything.
Yeah, and it'll be this one and the game, I think, will help because we want to see different looks, who can play, space blocks. So maybe add a little wet ball to it, adds a little more flavor. So, I'm really excited to see the whole thing. All right, thanks, everybody. All right, you guys have a good one. Stay dry.
All right, that's Dan Quinn talking to the media and a lot of things. He went through a lot of stuff. And the first thing he talked about is that this is one big team. And I would just take it one step farther and say, hey, everybody grew up in a family. You all care about each other. Did you ever have a little scuffle? Did you get upset with somebody? I know what they're trying to say, but you know what? Some things just happen at times. But I think the two coaches who have a familiarity with each other are trying to make sure that they're going to get a lot of work out of this to where it's not going to be so difficult and so bad that practice get destroyed like it was with the Giants and the Jets. I mean, Giants and the Lions, okay? But the ultimate thing is this is a great opportunity for a lot of young guys and veteran guys on top of it. He discussed that they were going to have one little drill where the offensive lineman and defensive lineman will probably be going at it, and you get to learn a lot about that. But I would say just like he was saying, he tried to get some of the veteran players to talk to him. When I would go with our team, we would go up to Latrobe, Pennsylvania to practice against the Steelers. You watch the veteran players and you see how they do things and you pick up on it. I understand that the younger guys have a different approach and a different mindset. They're trying to make a squad, and the veteran guys are already there. But the thing is, you watch how they handle this, and then you could probably fall in line and fit with it. I know when you go against another team, you want to make sure you go out there and you do the best you can, and sometimes it gets you cross the line. But if you watch your veterans doing it, you begin to realize that the veteran players have a way of taking care of everybody and taking care of the other team too. And I played 14 years in the league, and I believe that there's no one out there other than Dirty Al Waters that was purposely trying to hurt somebody. If someone gets hurt in a regular play, okay. But I don't think players go on the field and say, I'm trying to hurt this dude. I'm trying to put him out the game. I'm hit you hard and make you second guess it and make you think twice. But to try and snap somebody's leg, I think that wasn't something that goes on. And it should never be. I don't think it ever was. But hell, it's a dangerous sport. You're putting your body in a situation that you wouldn't ordinarily be in, and probably your body shouldn't be in. Those things are going to happen sometimes. But the thing of it is, they have a chance to go against a team that is loaded with talent. He said Aaron Rodgers he's competed against him. He could be somebody that can make our secondary understand what they need to improve upon. Also, our quarterbacks can look at him and learn. The guy's an unbelievable passer, and there's a lot to be learned from this. But let's just hope and pray that everybody goes out there, gets better, nobody gets hurt. We'll take a quick break here. When we get back, JP and I, I'm sure, will discuss this a little bit more. BMitch and Finlay, 106.7 The Fan. We'll be back. All right, welcome back. BMitch and Philly, 106.7 The Fan on this Thursday, August 8th. And I want everyone to know that's listening to us, if you want to check out the practice as the Commanders go against the Jets, you can go to the New York Jets YouTube page right now, and it's starting up. They're starting to stretch and everything. They have some commentating going on. And remember that training camp coverage on 106.7 The Fan is presented by Paul Henry's Window Installation, paulhenryswindows.com, your clear home improvement choice. JP is at practice. He's joining us now. What's up, brother, man?
Hey, good morning, B. How's it going down there?
Things are going great. We got a lot of people. I think our Commander fans have taken over the Jets YouTube page and their whole chat. They are, listen, man, they're going at it. This thing is moving so damn fast. Normally, I was moving kind of slowly on 106.7 Fan. This thing is moving like constant. I think they're going at it.
Well, I'll tell you what, whatever's going fast, the chat or the stream or whatever, definitely going faster than this practice is right now. You got to hear DQ talk, and you can tell he's got a little bit of juice to be out here. His hometown is like, so we're in a little town called Florham Park is where the Jets practice.
Yeah.
And like his hometown is Morristown, which imagine like Ashburn to Sterling. Like it's right there. For the Maryland folks, imagine like Rockville to Wheaton. Like it's right there. And
I know exactly where it's at.
Yeah. Well, where did you live when you played with the Giants?
I lived in West Orange.
Okay. Yeah, so we're just a little further west, but the facility is awesome. I mean, the facility is big, and it's a little less than 20 years old. It's funny, I posted a video, and people must be like, oh, my gosh, is that brand new? And I think it was built in like 07 or something, so it's not that new. It just shows when you got money and commitment, you can build something dope. And Jets ownership has money and commitment. And, I mean, the weather sucks. Like you would even call it rain out here. This is rain. And kind of the bummer news that we shouldn't be surprised by, because we've come to, I don't know, maybe expect the unexpected with this guy, is Aaron Rodgers isn't going to practice.
I kind of figured that would happen.
Yeah, I mean, we knew he wasn't going to play in the game, but I thought he would practice. But now that they're going in the rain, he's not even going to practice. Dan Quinn, you heard him earlier talk about, we considered it, but we're going to have a game in the rain, so we might as well practice in the rain.
I love the way Dan Quinn thinks.
Yeah, I like that answer, dude. And it's not cold or windy. It's just raining.
Yeah. And listen, the thing of it is, we over time, we've gotten into a mindset in our town more than others, because I was just watching the people that were broadcasting this practice, and they went to who I always talk about. Andy Reid plays Pat Mahomes.
Right.
And they were talking about that. Well, Andy Reid plays Pat, and he plays a lot of his starters all the time, and it seems to help them out. But we have gotten to a point where we are so concerned about people getting hurt. We got to get to the point where we are concerned about getting people ready.
Yeah.
Because I've seen it, I've heard it. People you can put them in bubble wrap and open it and letting them out that first game, and the first place something can happen.
Totally, dude. And the flip side is you can have people playing every preseason game and then get hurt in the first game.
Exactly.
There's no rhyme or reason to it, and you do need to be ready for game speed. As far as the actual injuries, the guys out here, what we've been watching. So we saw in the last 2 days, they've signed an interior offensive lineman and they've signed a tackle, right? This tackle, this kid, so his name is Alex Taylor, but apparently he goes by Armani.
Armani sounds better.
It definitely, yeah. But, dude, I just saw him walk out. He's freaking huge. Now, I don't want to exaggerate this, but you remember how big Ty Nsekhe was?
Oh, yeah, 6'8", 300 plus.
Dude, so he has the same frame as Ty Nsekhe, but he's not as wide. But he has the same kind of height, shoulders. But Nsekhe was like two dudes put into one kind of, you know what I mean? Like he was just so massive. But I think the fact that they signed Taylor and then Brandon Coleman walks out, and I kind of made a point of watching these guys walk out from the locker room, and there's so much excitement about the young rookie. And then, He's not in pads today. We know he didn't go through kind of the team drills the other day. And I was just thinking, like, it's August 8th, and it's we're a month out from the season, right? If you got to miss some time, now's a good time to miss it. But, like, they're finally going to get some work with another team. I find it really hard to believe if he's not going today that he would play in the preseason game. And I'm curious, like, that kid had so much momentum, was kind of emerging as the starting left tackle that the organization wanted him to be. And like, to my eye, to people watching, to the people I talked to, it looked good. How big of a deal is maybe missing a couple August practices if it ends up being nothing?
Well, if it's a nothing deal, I think, and they want to protect him, I think they probably already see what they wanted to see out of him. So keeping him mentally ready, if they are trying to protect him, they've seen physically what they want to see. Now, a young guy is probably thinking, well, damn, I'm losing time. It's going to be one of those guys stepping to him, one of the coaches or whatever, stepping to him and making sure he understands what they're trying to do. I have to believe that Dan Quinn, when he's trying to do something, he's going to go straight to him, shoot from the hip, and they'll understand it. So I think if it's nothing serious, it won't be that big for Brandon, because they have to be comfortable with where he's at if they're holding him out, if it's nothing serious.
Yeah.
But if it's something serious, that's a different ballgame.
You hope it's something serious because there's so much opportunity for him and the organization really needs it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It's hard to know. Now, trying to get injury information out of Dan Quinn, like, I think I'd be better off trying to get his bank password. Like, he's just not going to tell you anything.
I think it's smart move, though.
Yeah, dude, he's a football coach. He's not supposed to tell you anything.
Because if he lets out a little thing, then all that's going to come down to every day is going to be about that. Because I think Ron tried to answer too many questions.
Yeah, I agree. And I'm not – his job is to not tell us anything. I understand his function. But he did kind of allude. He said that Cosby would be back today. Sure enough, Cosby's back. Honestly, I posted a picture on my Twitter if you want to check it out. Like, Cosby missed the last couple of days with an illness. Just looking at him walking out here in the rain, he doesn't look like he's feeling that great. I kind of buy what that version of the story is. Now, Coleman, I don't want to speculate what's going on, right? But what I do know is that the other day he was held out of all work, all contact teamwork, and they put a big old wrap on his shoulder. And then today he's not going, and he's not even in pads. So it leads me to believe something's going on with the shoulder. We don't know what it is. And then DQ today said, yeah, you'll see some of this is going to be kind of fluid. Some of it might be a few weeks. But is it a few weeks because it's August, or is it a few weeks because it's a few weeks? Like, that to me is a really important distinction that we don't know right now.
Yeah, I mean, listen, man. I think Dan is going to talk more about guys when they're going to get on the field. The thing about reporting today, if it's a little injury, it's going to get overly discussed, overly worked. And if I'm a coach, I wouldn't want to deal with it either. If I can tell you as little as possible, it's what I'm going to do. I can understand that because I listen every year. A guy has a hamstring, and if he don't come back when that reported things, then all of a sudden the questions get a little bit more, invasive and get a little tougher, or they start speculating. No need for that for anybody. If he's not ready to go the week of the first game, that's a serious thing. Right now, I don't think anything's serious.
Yeah, I'm with you, dude. And I think to that point, I would, like, with the guys that are healthy, they should at least get out there and get a feel for it, right? But now that something's going on, whether it's a really slight thing or maybe it's a bigger deal thing, whatever that is, be super cautious, because you don't win any games in August. You know what I mean? Like, you'd love to maybe get him some action next week, but if he doesn't get action, you got to trust your scouting, trust what you saw these first couple of weeks of practice, and kind of roll with it. The other thing I'll be really curious about is Andrew Wiley, who we haven't really seen. he's come out in pads and then just not done team drills.
Yeah.
And today he came out in pads, but we'll see if he does team drills.
Let me give you a different way of looking at some of this stuff. Brandon
Sure.
Coburn and Andrew Wiley, yes, they're vitally important, okay? But Dan Quinn and his crew has to get 50-something people other than those two ready to play. And I think if those two can go this week,
Say hi to BMitch.
if they can go or not go, you damn sure have to make sure the other 50-something can. Because they're not going to postpone the game when Tampa comes around. So if these guys are injured a little bit and they got to get a little time, or it's something that may be serious, the other guys got to get ready to play too.
Yo, for sure.
Yeah.
And if Tress says hello, by the way, B.
What up, Tress?
The specialists are starting to warm up here. This is kind of an interesting spot so where I'm standing is exactly where the kickers are warming up, and they kick it like exactly at your face. Now there's a net between me and them, but it's
I think you might want to move that face, dog.
kind of eye opening. I'm watching. What's the dude they just signed? Peterson.
Riley.
Yeah, Riley it is. Dude, it's kind of, have you ever, when you're on the driving range, do you ever do the little warm-up drill where you keep your arms locked in and you just kind of chip it out there with like a 9-iron, 7-iron?
No. I swing full every time.
Well, that doesn't surprise me. That's what he's doing. He's doing this where he stands at the ball and just swings his
foot. Yeah, I watch kickers do that. I used to watch Akers do that all the time.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it's just to get it loose.
Riley Patterson.
Yeah,
young man from Memphis.
Him and
fourth-year guy from Memphis. He's trying to battle against Ramiz Ahmed. First day they came to practice, they didn't miss anything. And then the next day, it wasn't the same. I'm getting my practice, Jay.
It sounds good. They've been all four. I feel like they've been going 4 for 5 pretty steady. I meant to tell you this. So the weather here kind of sucks. It's just raining. But they have fans here. Patterson just pulled one nasty. I think it's like a VIP kind of fan day.
Yeah.
And it doesn't seem that packed, but there are people here. And when the gates first opened and all these people were kind of hustling in, now all the seats I see fans in are all covered. All right, Patterson drilled that one. The DJ, the first song he played was Umbrella by Rihanna.
Ella.
Then he played then he played this remix of, you know that Alanis Morissette song where she's like, I think Isn't It Ironic? Where she's like, it's like rain on your wedding day. Then he played that, and then he played like this long remix supercut of Purple Rain. So at least the DJ has a sense of humor with this whole thing.
He does.
All right, we're hoping to get to see some action here. So everybody knows right now, the field closest to me is specialist warming up, the commander specialist. The farthest field looks like Jets defense. Then you've got Jets quarterbacks and a little bit of receivers warming up. And then closest to us is where the commanders are. As this thing gets cooking, eventually we'll get to see 11 on 11, and it'll be, it's my understanding, it'll be commanders first team offense, Jets second team defense on the far field, and then Jets first team offense, commanders second team defense on this closer field. I don't know. It'll be fun. We'll get a good look at it. We're not going to see Aaron Rodgers. We are going to see plenty of Jaden Daniels, which I'm looking forward to. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to keep it coming live right here. I am in Florham Park at the Jets practice facility. BMitch holding it down in the Navy Yard studios. Nobody go anywhere.
All right. Well, hey, it's BMitch here. The best place to bet the games this summer is FanDuel, America's #1 sports book. Because right now, new customers get $150 in bonus bets if your first $5 bet wins. Then you can bet on all your favorite international teams in all your favorite sports, from basketball to badminton and soccer to swimming. FanDuel has it all. So don't miss your chance to score $150 in bonus bets if your first bet wins. Just visit FanDuel.com/Brian to sign up and start betting the games today. That's FanDuel.com/Brian, BRIAN. Make every moment more with FanDuel. FanDuel Sportsbook is the official partner of 106.7 The Fan. You have to be 21 years old and present in Virginia. First online, real money wage only. $5 first deposit required. Bonus issued as a non-withdrawable bonus bet which expires 7 days after receipt. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Finlay, 1067 The Fan. The BMitch and Finlay Show is brought to you by Rude HVAC Equipment. Head over to rude.com to find your contractor near you and available tax credits and rebates. We're talking about RUUD. And remember, if it ain't rude, it ain't right. All right, the Commanders are up there right now, and if you are listening to me right now and you're just joining us, you can watch the practice. I know a lot of you want to see it. They're doing one-on-one drills right now on the stream. Offensive linemen of the Commanders are going against the pass rushers of the New York Jets. You can follow it on the Jets YouTube page. I would be honest with you all. This is a time of the year where I get excited about football. Even when I played, this was a time I was getting excited. Big man just now beat the hell out of the Jets guy. But ultimately, you get a chance to go out there and you get to test people, and they have different skill levels. All right? That may be a rookie get up against a veteran. A veteran gets up against a rookie. You have some guys that are just hitting their peak. But this is where coaches really want to understand that you understand what you're doing. You don't get swayed by someone else's stupid actions. Can you keep yourself under control? How hard will you be going? Because the whole thing about it is in practice, most times in training camp, there's a coach in the huddle who's talking to people and telling them what to do. When they get you in this situation, sometimes they put you out there and they don't want to see what you retained. And a lot of times when a guy is playing slow, it's because he don't know what he's doing. And the Jets, their record wasn't great last year, but their level of talent that they have on that team is phenomenal. From receiver to cornerback, I know Quinn Williams and Quincy Williams. Quincy is the linebacker. They got C.J. Mosley up there. They have some dudes that can play. When you start playing football, you're looking for some dogs, okay? And I'm talking about dog in every positive aspect of the word. This is nothing about negativity. It's all about positive. And this is a chance where you can take a huge step. A lot of these little rookie players on this team today, and they're wondering about, man, I may not be getting enough reps. Today, you can make that happen. You can go out there and do something to make these coaches start to say, you know what, let's find a way to get him on the field. You know, Greg Lloyd was a pass covering dude for a linebacker. He could pass rush as well. When I had my chance against Greg Lloyd and I did something, I instantly realized that my stats, my reps went up. When Don Bro saw that happen, he realized, okay, this dude has been working on this stuff. And this is what other guys have to do too. You know, we look at the games and all, and I think this streaming will give you a look inside of what goes on behind the scenes. When you see the actual game, you see finished products. Right now, it's not finished. It's everything coming together to where they finally do it. Every position go out there and do certain drills. And you're hoping when you finally put this puzzle together, everything works positively. The key, no one gets injured. And I think with a little weather out there, people get concerned. But I still want us in this town to get to the point where we are not concerned about injuries more than we're concerned about guys getting prepared to play. Because I know some people get pissed at me. I don't care. Everybody that you decide to keep on your team should be able to play. Everybody got to be prepared to play. So when you're looking at like, oh, that guy can't get hurt, you basically are just dismissing the other guys. In this town, we seem to just lose our mind over the first rounder and second rounder, and everybody else, whatever. Terry McLaurin was the third rounder. Best receiver on our team. Probably most dedicated and hardest working guy on the football team. London Fletcher wasn't a high pick, but everyone discussed London should be in the Hall of Fame. You will see guys prepare and play when they're given the opportunity to get the proper coaching. I believe that this team is getting the proper coaching, and I love this challenge that they have today to be going against a team that has a coach who thinks very much like this one. He wants guys to be hard-nosed, but still he understands he wants guys to be disciplined. You know, I think our mindsets has to change. Yes, we went through a long time of straight BS. Okay. We went through it from front office to coaching to players to lack of production, but things seem to be changing now. And I think when that begins to change, your mindset has to change. You can't keep expecting something new while thinking how you always thought. And as I go out there to practice, I have a different sense of expectation now because I'm watching guys work, I'm watching the coaching that they're getting, and I'm expecting something different. So when I expect different, my mindset has to change. And I think everybody else is out there, your mind has to change too. We're gonna get back, take a break here. When we get back, we'll talk with JP again. He's at the practice in Florham Park. The New York Jets are taking on the Washington Commanders here in practice. And if you're not used to looking at practice, don't expect a lot of game-breaking stuff. It's practice. And practice sometimes is very damn boring. BMitch and Finlay, 106.7 The Fan. We'll be right back. I'm here in the Navy Yard Studios. JP is up in Florham Park as the Commanders and the Jets practice against each other. I don't know what happened, but the Jet stream seemed to have just stopped. So, JP, you have any clue of what's going on?
Yeah, man, the Jets don't let you shoot anything. So, I mean, we got, Kerwin's up here, news photographer, and as soon as they started doing joint work, all cameras were shut down. So, we didn't even get to shoot any of the 7-on-7. So I can't imagine they're going to post any of that on the stream.
Well, they had to stream up as if they were going to be just showing practice and things of that nature, and they could control that. But all of a sudden it stopped, and then I looked up and I saw Logan and Denton.
Yeah, dude, I think they shut everything down. I think they shut everything down as soon as it became team drills. So here's what I can tell you. In 7-on-7, we're watching Jaden. And 7-on-7 was kind of interesting. Jaden looked pretty locked in, connected on a nice pass to Zach Ertz to open things up over the middle, and then hit a really pretty deep shot with De'Ami Brown down the right side. And B, you and I have talked about it. De'Ami Brown and Cole Turner are two guys that we got to see it in game situations before you really start to believe it. But it was a pretty physical rep down the right sideline, and you almost wonder if PI or even OPI could be called, but there was a ref right on top of them. Nothing was called. De'Ami brought it in one-handed, really pretty impressive. And I kind of thought at the line of scrimmage, to his left side, Jaden had Terry lined up one-on-one with Sauce. And I kind of thought that's an opportunity to make a statement, and he went the other way because De'Ami got the jump on the corner. It was a good play. On the other field,
let me ask you a question about De'Ami. Okay, we said the things about him, and I agree with you. He has to do it in the game. But I've been out to practice, and all the quarterbacks seem to go to him deep a lot. Are they really trying to get him involved?
I don't know, man. I've seen them take the deep shots to De'Ami in practice for a while now, for a couple of years, and he's got vertical speed for sure. I just don't know that I don't know. I don't think they're trying more so this year than any previous year because they've taken deep shots. I do think you have quarterbacks. I mean, frankly, in Jaden Daniels, since De'Ami Brown's been here, I think he's got the best quarterback he's had so far. So maybe that's a real difference maker. But B, I got to tell you, so on the close side to us, we have the Commanders 11-on-11s now against the Jets, where they're giving all the guys some work. But on the far side is the Jets' first team offense going against the Commanders' defense, and it's not Aaron Rodgers. So keep that in mind. It's Tyrod Taylor, and we've seen Tyrod be very good against Washington before.
Yeah.
And I got to tell you, Tyrod is early on was cooking these guys. Hit on a couple deep shots. Now, Emmanuel Forbes did just grab an interception rather, in 11-on-11. So maybe they're kind of finding their footing. Brian, by far, the thing that you don't want to get too alarmed or whatever, but we've talked repeatedly that we think Lucas and Wiley is a pretty fair training camp battle, right? That if Coleman's able to maintain that left tackle spot, that Cornelius Lucas should get a real chance to fight with Andrew Wiley for the right tackle spot. And I think you and I both agree on that, right?
Yeah.
So today, with Coleman not going at left tackle, they've got Lucas at left tackle, and on the right side, they have Trent Scott, who had a really rough start to these 11-on-11 sessions. I think, and listen, I think just about any damn NFL team, when you get down to your fourth string tackle, it's not going to be ideal. But I think I'm not surprised that they maybe brought in this dude Alex Taylor and are maybe looking at their other options. Trent Scott in 4 reps with the first team with Jaden out there. Looked like he went early and then just got put on ice skates back into Jaden. Kind of forced a not great throw from Jaden.
Who was he going against?
I can't even tell. They've got us so far away, and we're not allowed to use cameras to look at anything. I'll try to find that out. Mitch, when Trent Scott got put on skates, who was the DN? Could you tell? Yeah, it's hard to tell, dude. Like we can identify who Washington is because I know the numbers and I don't even have a Jets roster right now.
Magic question though. Beginning of practice, did they do their bag drill?
That's a great question.
Yeah.
Did they do bags to start practice? I know they didn't.
They did? Why not?
They did not. I don't know. That's a good question, B.
I love when they do that, man. I think it gives people see that is a thing. Could that be a part of it because they didn't get livened up like they normally do?
Specific to Scott or just in practice?
I'm just
in
saying
general?
everybody. You know, I mean that is a drill that I think gets people hyped up and ready to go.
Yeah, you might be right. I don't know. Maybe they don't do it on the road. I can tell you they're doing live kicks right now, field goals, and it's not going great. I just saw back-to-back misses, one for each kicker. You know, it's one joint practice in August, but when the first team offense was out there, now we know this Jets defense is pretty good, but it wasn't a riveting showing. Now they'll probably have another session here in a minute, but one kind of cool moment was sneak that in. No, they just missed another kick. That time it was Ahmed yanked it left. So, B, you know, on the golf course, it's really bad when you got a two-way miss going.
Yeah.
They got a two-way miss going right now, man. All right, here comes Riley is coming in for one now. Let's see if I think they missed 3 straight here. Let's see if they can get this one. Tress is set up to hold. It is interesting because previously Wiley had been out there for field goal kicks, and he's not. He's working on the side field. Here's Peterson. Kick is up, and he made one. There you go.
All right. Patterson.
They made one. Patterson. Sorry, I keep mixing that up. Yeah, I mean, seeing Wiley on the side field, he's getting some decent work in. Like he's got a trainer with a big, you know, like the big blocking pads coming right at him.
Yeah.
But it's interesting that he's not out there for the field goals when he had been previously. All right.
Who do you see getting most of the reps and stuff offensively in certain positions? Because Dan said whoever gets the most reps here probably won't get reps on Saturday.
Well, dude, one thing I meant to tell you this. They did a couple kickoffs, and Eckler returned one.
All right.
Which, you know, when you talk about a guy that's fast and shifty and can break a couple tackles, I mean, Eckler's got game, dude. And he can help you. As far as, Terry's gotten a lot of work. Eckler and B-Rob have gotten a lot of work. Zach Ertz has gotten a lot of work.
All right, I'm gonna try to talk to you a little vaguely, and you'll understand. Okay. The thing I showed you yesterday, remember that? Yeah. And remember I mentioned a couple of names.
Yeah.
They sent it to the team and had the team see what they like. They took out the names that I said. Is that them hiding or holding back? See what I'm saying?
Specific to the one thing you and I have discussed a few different times.
And
maybe?
they took out both of those names, the 2 people that I mentioned.
Right. I don't know. Our listeners right now are probably so confused, but if they rolled that out week 1, I would not be shocked. And it's something we won't see the whole preseason. You know what I mean? I gotta tell you this. I just saw one of the worst field goal attempts I've ever seen. I mean, this thing was like 9 yards left and hooking more. So I don't know. Now, I tell you, you know, we can
make it. I'm gonna say something. If you all are listening, I'm just trying to not throw names out because when certain things happen, I never want to be the person who give away trade secrets. And I did a video with the NFL, and I mentioned some people who I thought would be the best. And they normally give the team the right to do certain things, and they removed the part when I mentioned 2 names who I thought was going to be there. And
really,
if they are doing it because they're trying to hide something, cool. I'm cool with that. But you know, it makes you think. Why did they not want that out there? Because it was just me saying what I think. I haven't seen one of those guys return a kick yet in training camp, but that's what I feel. You know what I mean?
Well, the fact that Eckler just returned one, and with fans here, with media here, we haven't, Brian, a huge part of that is I don't believe when the media's been there, we've seen a single kickoff. We've seen a ton of punts, but we haven't seen kickoff.
Yeah, we haven't. We've seen the drills with the jug machine.
Right. They're back in 11s now, and it looks like they're trying to do a little bit of run install here, which will be pretty exciting. Okay, so the guy that's beaten Trent Scott, thank you, is Jermaine Johnson. They just switched sides of the field, so we got better eyes on the Jets numbers. Yeah, he's a player.
Yeah.
You know, the NFL's full of players, dude. You got to be able to go against them. They just ran a little. It looked like a design quarterback run off the left side that looked pretty good. Jaden looked pretty shifty. I can't stress to our fans and our listeners enough, like, Jaden's going to run the ball, man. Everybody's got to be ready for that. I don't think we'll see it Saturday, but, like, when we get to Tampa and then the home opener against the Giants, like, you're going to see 5 on the run, and I think it's good news, dude. I think it's a big part of his game.
It's a big part of his game, and it's something that he has that others don't have, and you have to be able to utilize it. He has to learn to protect himself, because I think when he decides to run, the worst thing for a defense is to hold people, have everybody covered, and the quarterback breaks that thing and get a first down.
All right, B. They just had Jaden lined up in the shotgun. Will McDonald came flying in. It almost looked like he slapped the ball away because he's not allowed to hit him. And then a flag came back. A flag came from the back judge. That rep would have been on Big Luke too. Oh no, that's still Scott. Pardon me. That was against Lucas. Okay. And now they've got tight end help on Lucas's side. Jaden back in the shotgun. It looked like a little pistol set. Yep. All right. He made the really smart read right there. Took a little bit of a profit. Found B-Rob over the middle. Mm-hmm. Really cool little quick route from B-Rob where he stayed in and then released and just found a soft little zone. I mean, it was only probably like a gain of 3 or 4, but that is smart work from a young quarterback and a young running back.
Have you heard anything about the amount of time they're expecting to play him on Saturday?
B-Rob?
No, Jaden.
Oh, shoot. All right, so Jaden was just flushed out of the pocket. No, it's Mariota now. All right, good. It's Mariota just kind of ended up rolling around on the ground. But honestly, Jaden V, I think it's a series, man. I think it's one series, and if that's 3 or 4 snaps or it's 7 or 8 snaps or whatever it is, we'll kind of. Have you heard anything? I'm curious if you know an answer to that question.
No. I got the report. I got the video stuff of the coordinators and the coach talking to the guys for the game show. I mean, for us to call the game. I haven't even looked at it. I listened to a little bit of Joe Whipp. I haven't listened to what Kingsbury and also Dan had to say.
I think it's a series, dude. And maybe if it's a quick 3 and out, he gets a second series, but I don't think it's much at all. I can tell you that Garrett Wilson is dicing up this Commander secondary. He just beat, on the far field, he just beat Emmanuel Forbes for a long touchdown. Now you've got Mariota out here for the Commanders. You know this well. When you get in these joint practices, like now that it's the second team guys going, it's funny how the hitting gets ramped up, you know? Like,
because
all of a sudden,
these guys are trying to make a name for themselves.
Collision.
The other guys understand, and like I was saying earlier, my first practice against the Steelers, I watched the veterans to see, okay, let's find out what speed we should go in. And those veterans were taking care of each other, so we took care of each other. Now, you're right. When the second team guys got in there, once somebody hit me wrong, then I'm losing my damn mind. But you watch if you go based off of the first team, they normally take care of each other because they've been around long enough. And as I stated earlier, I don't know if you agree, nobody purposely tries to hurt somebody.
No.
You know,
You
but
might
it
see
happens.
some cheap shots and stuff, but no, like the goal is not an injury, especially not at this level. Honestly, dude, I think Quinn said he talked to Robert Saleh about, let's make sure we're all focused on a really good practice and not fist fighting. Part of me wonders, it's like almost, it's cool. It's cold. It's like 60 degrees and raining. I think the fact that it's not burning up hot kind of keeps tempers a little more under control.
I've seen fights in cold weather too, Jay. It comes down to once one person crossed the line, the emotions get ramped up quickly.
Yeah.
As long as somebody don't cross that line and it's cool, they can keep it good.
Yeah, I think that's fair. You know, I've pointed out some of the depth. I'm a little concerned about the secondary. I'm certainly concerned about the tackle depth. Mariota hasn't had a really strong start to this practice. Missed a couple, missed a deep shot, missed a kind of easy one over the middle, but he did just connect with Jamison Crowder on a nice play. Looked like he was probably running like a skinny post, and he kind of looked the safety off, did a little shoulder shrug, and then came back to Crowder. But Brian, this is not. I mean, there's flags everywhere with Commanders on offense.
Wow.
And
is it like illegal procedures, false starts?
It seems like a lot of procedural and a lot of holding.
Wow.
Not ideal, right? But that's why you work now. You try to figure it out for later. I think, we got Jaden back out here now. So let's see what Jaden does. He just connected with a nice with John Bates on what would have been a decent little first down game, but there was a flag down. So they're back out there. A little quick something to the right side. That's Eckler. Maybe like Eckler was kind of, without giving away formations and getting yelled at, Eckler kind of lined up out there a little bit. And that would be just a little quick hitter, a little quick gainer. Which, one thing that I think is smart with Jaden B, and I know you've seen it, is as much as he loves to push it downfield and get vertical, never shy to just take a quick profit.
And that right there can help him out throughout the season.
Hell yeah.
When you don't hold on waiting for the deep, when you don't take a lot of those big hits a lot. And I think that's something that they've probably been discussing with him and things of that nature, because in college he would wait sometimes. But then again, he had neighbors and crew who can get downfield all the time. He had a good offensive line for him. So I think here he's going to have to take what's there, because if you listen to Tom Brady, it works.
Yeah. All right, B, a couple things here. Little extracurriculars on the far field between the Jets offense. And Jets offense, Commanders defense. Kind of seemed like the Emmanuel Forbes is right in the middle of it. That's a skinny fella to be.
What I told you earlier.
Stuff won't be no stuff.
You just mentioned to me that it was a little cool. I told you fights happen in the cool too. All right, we got to take a break here.
Correct.
We take a break here. We get back. We'll get some more from you. JP is up in Florham Park at the Jets practice facility where the Commanders are practicing against the Jets right now. We're going to take us a quick break, and we'll be back. And JP is out in a training camp in Florham Park, New Jersey, because the Jets are taking on the Commanders in practice. We're not going to be able to go back to that. We have a game coming up today at 12:05, and baseball coverage on 106.7 The Fan is presented by T-Mobile. Switch to T-Mobile, and you can get tons of benefits and still save on every plan versus AT&T and Verizon. Use their savings calculator to find out how at T-Mobile.com/switch. That's T-Mobile.com/switch. Well, we have the Nats coming up. They're going to be taking on the Giants for the third time. The other day they beat them 11-5. Last night they fell 7-4, and they get a chance to win the series today. We have Hers and Harris, I think it is, pitching tonight. DJ Hers for the Nats, and we're going to see what happens in that game, and let's see if the bats can get alive today. The rain rolled in, and Nats moved the game up so they could get it in before the weather rolls in here, and we're their station. We carry them, and a lot of us are jumping for joy, but ultimately we are pulling for the Nats to go out there and get a win. I want to see what James Wood can do tonight. Hopefully he can go yard again, and I'll do some great things for him. But Mandy, time for us. Make some bets, brother. Gather around. But how to hear first. All right, Jeffrey, what's going on?
Man, I should have just stuck to my bet originally instead of hopping on the train with the U.S. women's. They only won by 14, so JP Landfill and myself did not hit our bet. And also, the Dodgers lost, so you didn't hit your bet either, so it was just a bad night for the show.
All right, in other words, people, we doing this for fun, so don't start taking our bets and go putting them in if you lose. Don't call us complaining. We do it for fun. We have fun with it.
I knew when Jeff jumped on the
that's why I moved away from it.
The US minus 27.5, it was going to be an issue, and it was.
I knew that. I'd say, look, I'm not betting on that one. All right, we got the night.
I'm taking the US minus 16 against Serbia, the US men's basketball team.
Oh, that's cool.
I was about to take that.
I'm taking Serbia plus 16.
Oh, you are?
Yeah.
Wow.
JP's taking the under in the Giants-Lions game.
I'm taking the Yanks minus 1.5.
Who they playing?
The Angels.
Give me the Angels plus 1.5.
Haven't learned your lesson yet, huh?
You haven't learned yours either.
The Giants-Lions line is 35.5.
The Giants-Lions 35.5.
We do
give me the
football
under. Yeah, there's actually two games. There's the Lions-Giants and the Panthers-Patriots.
What's the Panthers-Patriots?
34.5.
Give me the under in both of those games. Take me away from the Angels game. I'm going under.
Under.
Yeah.
The Hall of Fame game went over, and they called that one off early, and it still went over.
I don't care. I'm going under.
All right.
Matter of fact, call mine off. I'm going over.
Oh. Hey, I just won.
Psych. I'm taking the Yankees.
I'm sorry the Jets cut off the stream. I'm sorry about that. They had put it up. We thought we would get a chance to see it. But everybody out there, you know what? We'll be back here tomorrow, JP and I, and we will go through practice and everything and get you ready for the game. Also, remember tomorrow you get a chance to call in and ask me anything. It'll be at 1 o'clock, Landfill. We may push it a whole hour tomorrow.
1 o'clock?
We may push it from 1 all the way to 2 because we normally have Peter. Peter won't be around. So we may take it and carry it just a little bit longer. Thank you all for joining us today. The Nats will be coming up next. Take care of yourselves, and we will see you tomorrow, 10 to 2. BMitch Finlay. Peace.